Yo guys, what's good? Assy once again with another Exos Heroes video. And today we're talking about the core raid that was just introduced. Here we are at the last stage of the Bernadette fight. And it's the frost stage, so pretty easy. Anyway, if you want to support me, subscribe to the video. I'm 100% sure you will like it. It's free to play friendly and I think, yeah, you will like it. So let's roll the intro and get back to this. Alright, so you see she is super low and how we get there is pretty interesting. So we have this fight and you can see like, yes, I'm taking battery and stuff. That's not the point. So we just took her in and as you can see, I did everything once. And this team is not the important team. Don't worry about it. You can take any blue heroes you want. It literally doesn't matter. I just wanted to finish this stage up. Let's get into the hard, then the extreme, and then I show you lastly the Bernadette fight. And as I said in the intro, you will love it. Okay, so let's get through this. So now we have the Glenn fight, right? Glenn is his name. And the team that I brought here is Pan, FC Otard, FC Annie, Corgi, and Durden. This is, by the way, running on 2x speed, just to speed this up that the video doesn't take ages. You don't have to bring any of the FCs that I have here. You can bring the regular versions. It works pretty much the same way. In an optimal case, I would have just brought a starter instead of a Derridon, but I wanted to show you that even if you don't have a starter for whatever ungodly reason, if you have her, build her. She is the #1 hero that you need to have on your account. She is so lovely. Anyway, Corgi is there to break stones quickly with his damage over time, and he actually deals quite some good damage, as you can see here. And this is the important part. Did you see? We knocked Glenn out of the fire stage immediately, and we're actually through to the ice stage already. So here, in a better case, if I had a starter, he would be dead. He would 100% be dead. With this team, it's fairly hard to get through the ice stage without any breaks. So you can see, I think we're stuck at like 2 bars or something. So what you want to do here is bring a mana battery. Pan is just in here because I didn't want to bring Iris, but Iris is perfectly fine. FC Iris, great. If you don't have her, doesn't matter. If you have the FC for Scarlet, perfect replacement. If you have Sabrina, Sabrina can work wonders, and anybody else too. So I've seen a lot of complaints on Reddit that this guy stuns the whole time. He only stuns your entire team if he's on 5 mana. And as you can see, he didn't even get that far. So we're close to 1 bar, and now the shield is just too strong. So this is why we couldn't beat him. But if I would have brought a starter, we would have just cleared him out. And as you can see here, like in Frost, I just bring my usual heroes that I have, and it doesn't matter. You can run this on auto from now on, because your heroes will just beat it without Glenn doing anything. I admit my heroes are in a very progressed state, but that's why I take only my rares. My rares are by far not as good equipped as my legendaries. And even a starter doesn't have like my best gear. She's on premium gear, but not my best gear. So yeah, this is basically the fight with Glenn. Super quick, super easy. And if you had a starter, it would even be faster. So now we're moving into Yao. And admittedly, I brought a starter just to show you that it can be done. So this boss has more health than Glenn, so I would have to play it a little bit better. Probably instead of Corgi, I should have brought Carlos, and the reason for that is my turn order. So I'm not able to nuke with FC any right away. So this gives me a slight disadvantage, but you can see it's the same process. We just break, a starter does an auto attack from Otard, mana from Pan, another auto attack, and here we break. And now look at this. Fire done. And we give some more mana and we are done with Frost. Done with the Dark. And now it's basically just this. I'm actually unsure if we might actually have completely done this in one rotation without having to use anything else besides fire. Yeah, we definitely did. So we just went in with a 1 element team and a starter, and you see, like, this is Havoc extraordinaire. And I'm pretty sure like a lot of you guys can do this without having to deal with a lot of the stupid mechanics that they might have with the stunning, with the freezing, with whatever. Now, you might think, okay, we can do this with hard, but I want to do the special. And you see the same thing, this time Carlos instead of Corgi. I mentioned this in a previous video, it's just because of turn order. So I wanted to switch my turn order a little bit up so that I have the chance to burst through the stage if I don't get a crit, because here crits become more important. So if you have any floating faded pieces, put them definitely on Otard. So for the top row, the bottom row doesn't matter. For the top row, you want on Annie and Otard as much crit as possible. So you see, I actually delay my my breaking here so that I can go full in and hopefully do as much damage as possible. I didn't get the stun, which is kind of annoying. So we have to play it a little bit safe here so we don't transition her into the wrong phase already. So that's why you can see I'm breaking, and now I'm hoping that I can skip at least light, and with any that is no problem. So now we skipped light and we are in the ice phase. We blocked. Luckily, it doesn't matter. At this point, you would just go in with ice. You just want to skip the light phase because that is the most annoying, because the heroes are fairly weak. You don't have dot heroes. You only have one strong burster. So yeah, if I timed this a little bit better or got lucky with a crit, then I would have also one keyed, in quotes, this one. But yeah, you saw in the beginning of the video where we got so close to actually kill her. in one sweep. And yeah, that's basically it. I will show you my heroes and what kind of gear they have. This time I'm actually moving the camera because I noticed in the last videos I'm always blocking some of the values. Like this is, her shield was too strong, so if you have FC Iris, like this would be a wonky run 100%, because she would remove the barrier. But yeah, we couldn't bump through this anymore. Anyway, so let's get into our heroes. Okay. Airship. And manage heroes. And let me pick the ones that we picked. We picked no faded, so that's good, but we picked a rare. Okay. So Otard, she hasn't really changed. This is her gear. Optimally, you want to have the top row faded. The bottom row really doesn't matter too much. And it's for, let me go to this. And it's for the additional critical hit. Your fire damage dealer should have as much crit as possible, so they can do it. I didn't want to like use Xeon, but you could use him, and I didn't want to remove any gear from my other heroes. So a starter close to 2000 attack. Yeah, and these are her values. Get them as high as possible and you're good. Then my Astarte, you can see she's still missing a bunch of faded pieces, but that's fine. And these are her stats, a little bit over 2000 attack with 180 crit, so that's pretty good. Obviously you want to have more. Then here my FC has nothing here. You can see these are still at 30. Also close to 2000 attack, and obviously you want to get faded hits for the critical hit, just to make things quicker. In the ice stage I used Kirina, but again it really doesn't matter. Once the guy is broken, you hit without defense, you hit without the barrier, and you should be able to clear like 1 or 2 bars with whatever frost heroes you have. Bring Bernadette, she's free. Bring Kirina and you should be good. Monica, because she's a dot hero, or Reed Marie, they don't have to be Fate Core. I just didn't want to unequip them. Anything can be done without Fate Cores, without Faded here. It's all good. So these are her stats. FC Reed Marie. You can see their gear is pretty much bad. Like really bad. Now we move into Corgi. You can see also he has 30 gear and he's just there to break the shield or the stones. My speaker still at the same gear I used in the special dungeons a couple weeks ago, so nothing special here. Deradan, he is on pretty much the same gear as I had him when I did some damage testing with him. Pan, no gear at all. I used Carlos as well. And you can see a trend here. That my heroes don't have gear and can still perform. So, in an optimal case, how I would usually do it If you have Iris, regular Iris is completely fine. You bring Iris just because she gives you the shield, which is a little bit better than Pan's just mana and cleanse, because he just does a mana and cleanse, as you can see here. You cannot cleanse the status effects. It says removes all status effects, but for whatever reason he doesn't remove the status effects, like the endless shock. But yeah, that's fine. She also doesn't do it, so whatever. But you get 2 mana if you have FC Iris, and it's only on 1 mana, so you just keep on pumping the mana up. Pretty nice. Then regular Otard, Astarte, FC Annie, and who else would I bring? Personally, I would just bring Rera for the additional burst. Maybe Sabrina, because she's pretty high up there. FC Valar would be pretty decent for additional burst. Benton, in my opinion, pretty good for burst. If you have already a starter, you don't need Benton. If you have Rudley or FC Rudley, bring both. Bring a starter and Rudley and FC Annie, and then Orgi and Carlos. You bring them both and you should be able to one-shot even Sabrina. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't waste your time trying to go through all the phases, like bringing a bunch of healers and like, yeah, don't do that. It costs your time, it costs your Levi stones, and you will have to deal with bullshit mechanics like unlimited shock or unlimited freeze. You don't want that. You want to do this quick, easy, and successful. Alright, it had turned into a longer video. I really hope you liked it, and if so, consider subscribing. I do videos like this all the time worried about the people who don't spend like crazy amounts of money. I try to be as budget oriented as I can be with all the content that I provide to you, and it should be worthwhile for you. So with all that said, consider subscribing, like, comment, all the good stuff, and as always, it was a pleasure to have you here. I will see you in the next one. Until then, enjoy the grind.